Hello and welcome to the Vima board training video. I'm going to take you through the basics of the board and how the board is used from a daily basis and to look at some of the reports and things that are in there. So the Vima board is at just vimaboard.com, and dealer login, I'll get you a login to the demo dealership. I'm logging into a dealership that is no real data. It is the demo dealership. And as a result, some of the settings, some of the great features that we can have, I do not enact in the demo dealership because those features do make it specific to a dealership. But I'll show you what those are. So I just want to start by showing you the used car board, which is that board that you may have physically in your office where you put your little cards in based on segment. So you've got your body type and then your segment ranges, your primary visual display that you want. You can increase or decrease this, and then it will show what your long and short is. Work in progress vehicles. These are vehicles that are in the shop that are waiting to hit the lot. Your reconditioning department's looking at them. Then you've got your in-stock vehicles. Those would be current vehicles that are neither over 60 nor still work in progress. So those are your active inventory. Obviously, over 60, it will automatically move vehicles into this segment the minute they hit that 60-day category. Current week sales and your 8 weeks of sales, and then everything that's been sold in the last 8 weeks. So, for example, right here, I'm seeing that they sold 5 3/4 ton pickups. We probably should have at least 2 on the lot. Sold 10 half-ton pickups. Probably should have at least 6 on the lot, or whatever. And I'm sure that you guys will set all of those, but these are changeable features. So I created just some fake data, but I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the lifestyle of a vehicle. Really quick, all of the body style and ranges, this first page goes from trucks to SUVs. You can set it up so that you can scroll down for every body range, or if you want to move half of them onto another page so you're not scrolling so much, and that's what we've done here, is then it will move these body types onto the second page. And on my third page, I think sometimes we take in like a motorcycle, something odd like that, that I've got set up. But for the most part, what we're going to do, just for the ease of use, is we're going to create and sell 1-ton pickups because it's my number one segment on there, and it's going to be the quickest one to find on this video. So let's go ahead and add a 1-ton pickup for, let's see, 1233B. I know I already have a 1234 that I created. You can put in all or part of the VIN number. All of VIN. Let's go ahead and make this a fairly recent vehicle. So a Chevrolet, we wanted to have a 1-ton pickup. Okay, 3500 crew cab. The colors you can set up, and I'll go through all of the features of how you set these up. But right now in my demo dealership, most of these colors are set to General Motors colors so that when we buy new vehicles, you can select the right color. Now, that being the case, on a used vehicle, you're probably just going to call it white anyway. Now, if I leave the price segment blank, then it will indicate that this is a vehicle that is in the WIP or the work in progress or recon, whatever you want to call it. This right here, the peg, is your trim. So let's say this is an LTZ. If this were a purchased vehicle, in Norfolk, it would, I'm sure everywhere, it would have a different stock number. And it'll also change the background of the car green. It just gives you a chance to know. But we're going to pretend this is a trade. I'm going to leave the price blank for now. The mileage, you have to put in mileage on a used vehicle. And you can select the snapshot sheet. We know this is a general trade. Once you select the snapshot sheet, you'll put in the initial cost so that it will calculate what your available gross is. So let's say that we put in 2013 Chevrolet, 19,000 into it. I don't know. Now we want to say this is going to be in this segment probably, but again, it won't automatically load until you put a price in. So go ahead and submit this card. This is like making a brand new little white card that you're going to put into the physical Vima board, but there it is. So it's right here because it's a 110 pickup in this price range. Now, if we couldn't remember where it is, we can always search for it. You can search based on any criteria. But let's suppose now that the car is, or the truck is out of the WIP, and used car manager is now going to put it on the lot. He said, man, that was a nicer car than we thought. We're going to price it at $24,000. It's going to automatically change the segment right there. Okay. Let's say we put some notes in here, leather, one owner, nice, let's say it has a toolbox, something like that. And after we put it in WIP, let's say we put new tires on it, and a newly incurred cost or cost impacting gross, however you guys are going to classify that. Let's say we put $1,500 worth of tires and stuff on it. So now we're going to go ahead and submit it, and let's see where the card is. We'll go back to our board and find that vehicle again. So now it's in the 24 and up. It's going to be in the in-stock inventory as well as another one that's in there. So this is that's the real one because that looks like a real stock number. This is the one we just created that we're going to take through here. Let's say that now this vehicle is sitting on the lot. Every time on our log report that we show that a sales consultant has driven or taken the car out, you're going to increase the showings. And the reason that that's handy is, especially as something ages, you'll see if the salesman is showing it, but it's still not selling, it gives you a chance to know what's going on. Now, you're not going to see showings because when I imported a bunch of vehicle data to this demo dealership, I didn't import, that data. So we'll go back to the board. Let's say that time goes on. I'm just going to demonstrate to you. Let's say that I actually bought this car 2 months ago, back in August. I'm going to show you that this car is now going to show up in my 60-day cars and not in my in-stock inventory. So now this is going to be a 1-ton pickup over 60 days. Whoops, what did I do? I don't think I hit submit. I didn't. Oh, maybe that's not 60 days ago. Got to do my math. Feels like it was 60 days ago, but maybe not. Okay, there it is. It's over 60 days old. Now, let's go ahead and take this car. Let's say that, it's not selling. I'm going to drop the price. We're going to change it once. When it says increase value and decrease value, that does not mean whether you're increasing or decreasing the value of the cost, just the value of this number of changes, the number of times that you have changed the cost. Let's say it's been shown a couple of times. Go ahead and hit submit. Let's see where it shows up and how it looks on our board now. So we know that this is an over 60-day vehicle, so that's where we're going to be able to find it. Now, if I don't remember what it is, I can look at all my over 60s. Now, I just had to create these, so this is some fake inventory, but it will always go chronologically from the oldest vehicle on the lot to the youngest over 60-day vehicle. So you can go into your over 60s and, just take a look at what needs to be done and make those changes that you need there. One of the things that we're working on in the new beta version is to have them automatically reprice and submit an email telling the sales manager that they need to go change the hang tag because this car has gotten so old that it automatically dropped the price, which is a new feature that Lauren wanted that is almost complete. We just need to play with it so to make sure it doesn't mess everything up. So here's our vehicle again. Let's go ahead and continue taking it through its life cycle. Let's say finally it has sold. It's always going to show the date of sale. Let's say we received, the guy traded 2 vehicles in on it. This will help you track your vehicles. John Doe. John Doe buys a lot of vehicles. And you can track whether it was a cash deal or a finance deal and who the salesperson is. Gina, go get her. Or if it's between two salespeople, Lazy Larry started the deal, couldn't finish it. But they can split that. And now you're going to go ahead and submit, and I'll show you where this car, it's going to go back to the board. Again, I pulled it up through the used vehicle over 60 days sheet. So now it's showing up in my current week. Here's my sales I've got this week, and these are a few that I just created. So there's that vehicle that just sold this week. That's kind of the life cycle of a vehicle in here. A purchased vehicle is green. There's the number of times shown and the number of times that a price has been changed. You can take a look at all of your 8-week sales. You can do, like I said, any of these category headings will bring them up. You want to see what you sold 5th week? 15 vehicles were sold that week. Yeah, 15 used vehicles. 8th week, we sold 12. All 8 weeks rolling, 108 on this database. So that's kind of where that works. I'm going to show you in the settings some of the things that you can do to make some adjustments to the board, something that's really neat. Now, I'm just going to take you through all of these features. It will indicate what time zone you're in because it's going to automatically change the day, the date, the week, move week things over based on midnight at the right time zone. It'll count the work days based on whether you're open Sunday, sales week starting Monday, number of weeks to track, stock numbering system. This is something I mentioned before that we do not have on the demo board because we wouldn't be able to enter in so many fake cars to play with them. But if you were to choose a numbering system, for example, Norfolk, it will recognize that if you sell a new car, then it will assign the used car that you received in trade to that new car, and it will automatically keep track of your trade percentages and trade numbers. And it will not allow you to enter in a stock number that is not correctly assigned. So if you sold the new car 1, 2, 3, 4, when you tried to enter in a trade 1, 2, 3, 5A, it would recognize that that is not valid. So those are just some things that we can add for any dealership. We have to understand the system. Track sales goals. This is where all the salespeople, you can set it up so that they can enter their goals in there. And then there is a report here. That's the goal tracking. Track VIN number, yes. Track price changes, yes. Unlock managerial quick updates. That's how I could change the long and shorts, or the PVD. Days after aging, they go off the board. We don't want to keep years and years of data on this board. We've got other tools for that, so you can change that. These are some other features. Then down here, one of the main thing I wanted to show you, new vehicle board. I'll show you that later. Number of makes per board. If you've got a dealership that sells 5 different new makes, then you could change that to 5 or just have 1 per board. Again, we've got the stock numbering system. You can change it from vertical to horizontal, which would be really confusing, I think. In the used car board, we show 8 weeks. 60 days is considered aged. This is another feature that I'm going to turn on right now. When a work in progress car has been in the shop for a certain number of days, it is going to highlight that card. So we're going to make that 5 days. And then you can just see what those other features are. I'm going to update those settings. This was the whole reason that I went in there, was to show you that 5-day, that overdue WIP vehicle board. And I think I created some. So here we go. There's your work in progress. As soon as I have something that's a work in progress that's been in there for more than 5 days, this column will appear and it'll give you numbers. Of course, you can click on all of them by going here, and I've created 2 that are overdue. So that gives you a chance to go back and see what the heck is going on back in your shop. So there it is. That's the used car board. I'm going to briefly show you the new car board. The reason the new car board is important on here is that it allows you to do your goal tracking and to do your sales report. These 2 reports do not work if you do not also have the new car board. Now, some of the dealerships really just didn't want to deal with that. They just wanted the snapshot report, which is used cars, and so they're only using the used car board. But this new car board looks just like the new car board you probably have in your facility. Your prominent visual display, your balance to go, that is I think a General Motors term, which is based on your allocation of vehicles that you can order. In General Motors, ordered vehicles have a different type of stock number that they give us as an order number. And I'm going to go back. And once they're shipped, we assign a stock number. So now you can see those are shipped vehicles. And then we've got our in stock and the available, which is going to be a combination of in stock plus shipped plus ordered. Current week sales, 8-week sales sold. Just like the used car board, you can click on any of these headings here. And when you're adding a new vehicle, it's going to want your order number first. In other words, we don't really have it. We're ordering it. And I think I've got 6 numbers and we don't have a VIN. When you first hit the order, let's just say, again, my PEG LTZ. We're not going to price it until it comes in. So this is a new car that I'm going to order. We'll go ahead and follow this one through its life cycle from a new vehicle. I can't order it. The balance to go is exhausted for the Buick Enclave. Okay? It means that the factory says that I'm not allowed to buy any of those. So if this happens to you, you've got to go back into your new car board and increase your balance to go for a Buick Enclave. I should have just dealt with Chevy because it would be right at the top, but we'll do that. Now let's go back in and add our Buick Enclave. So 07 Buick Enclave. All right, so this is an ordered vehicle. We're going to go ahead and indicate that. Let's put it back onto our board. Now let's go ahead and find it. There's a million ways you can find it. You can search for it. You can go down to your enclaves and click it, or you can click all your ordered and then just pull them up. The most recently ordered is going to be at the bottom, so there it is. So let's say that it has now been shipped to us, and this is going to require, in Norfolk, it would mandate that you make a stock number change. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's been shipped. Let's say it may not let me change any of the, it still allowed me to change the PEG. I obviously can't change the make or the model. There we go. Now this will be in our, this should be in our shipped columns. Let's go ahead and look at all the shipped cars that are coming. Again, I know it's the most recent ones, easy to find right now. Now we're going to go ahead and price it. It's been received. It's arrived on the lot. This is a $43,000 car, and now it's on the lot. Let's go ahead and sell it. I'm really cutting to the chase here because I know it's pretty easy to know what I've got. Looks like, you know, that's one of 5 enclaves. It's going to be the most recent one here. And just like the other one, when you sell it, say they traded in one vehicle. The nice thing about having the city is you can then run some data to find out, you know, what your region is where you're selling a lot. In new car sales, you have the opportunity to select it as a leased vehicle. The salesperson, Joe Sales, and you know, maybe there was 2 salespeople, so you only need 1. And go ahead and submit. Now, the reason I wanted to go ahead and sell that new car is show you in the sales report now. The sales report is keeping track of everything I sold for the current day. It's keeping track of my month-to-date Chevrolet sales, Buick sales, and GMC sales, so that we're keeping track of our new car goals and whatever the factory has set for us. So today, so far, I've indicated that we've sold a brand new Buick Enclave, a brand new Chevrolet Malibu. And these are the used cars we've sold. And today, while I've been playing around, these are the new cars that we entered as stock acquisitions. So that's what our sales report looks like. This is something that goes, gives you the month-to-date rolling. It's a quick summary of what we're doing. Again, if you don't have the new car board, then this report's not available to you. But so that's the new car board, the used car board, taking a vehicle through its history of receiving it and going on. And then I showed you the sales report a little bit. Now I'm going to go on to the snapshot report. That's obviously one of the most important reasons that this works so beautifully together. But here's the snapshot report. It opens up to the game plan. And once you get your vehicle, it's got all the data that I put in there. I've already assigned all the used car vehicles to the 6 snapshot sheets. You can unlock this game plan and then give it a second. These will unlock. That gives you a chance to indicate what your monthly goals are. Your plan per vehicle for cost, and your goal for inventory units, etc. So these are the variable things that you can change based on your monthly goal, which might be, if it's February and you have fewer days versus October, etc. Like that. Another thing that you can do if you unlock it is you can change the working days in the month. Again, once it's unlocked, you can say, hey, hang on, we got to be closed on this holiday, and then you'll cancel it out. I'm not going to mess with that. But because of those features I showed you in settings, it's keeping track that there are 26 working days this month. That's every day except for Sunday in October. If you were to go in and take a look at December, where you're going to be closed on Christmas and that's in the middle of the week or something, it will also be able to count that for you. So I'm going to go ahead and lock this back up. I'll close out of that. Bye. It doesn't want, there we go. So there's the snapshot. Now at the beginning of each month, each of these vehicles where we have them, and I've just kind of randomly put some vehicles in here. At the beginning of each month, this sheet number will go yellow. It will say, hey, it's a brand new month. Do you still want this on auction high margin, or is this moving into an age vehicle? That is the opportunity to move it. Once they've been retailed, it is going to keep them in the snapshot sheet under retailed. Now, what we've set up here is that the sheet number 6, value or budget sheet, are automatically going to go, and I don't know why it's calling testing. I think I didn't change the name somewhere. Automatically, those value cars are going onto their own snapshot sheet or onto their own board. The reason we do this is a lot of dealerships have that used car lot that may be a few blocks away or whatever, and gives them a chance to track their own things separately. So there you have it. That's pretty much how the board works. Behind the scenes, I am going to show you something important, makes and models. Let's say that you received a vehicle in on trade and it's not something you have in your normal make or model. You were trying to add, let's see, it's an Oldsmobile. So we have to create a new one, an Oldsmobile. And this is, where is it going to be on the new car board? Well, we don't sell brand new Oldsmobiles, so it is not on the new car board. So there's no color needed. And then now we have a new make and it's Oldsmobile. We can go in there and add a new model. And I'm just going brain dead. What are some Oldsmobile models? Because we just don't see a lot of those anymore. I'm going to cancel out. Let's add something that I know about. Let's say it's a Volkswagen. And it is not on the new car board. And let's say we have, let's add a Jetta. Add a new model, Jetta. It's not on the new car board. Every time you go in there, you kind of have to change that. Add used car group. It is a car and a van. So go ahead and submit that. And then we can add another make, a Volkswagen Beetle. and it's a car and a van. So we've got a couple of those. So that's how you would add a new make and model. You have to do that before you enter it into your used car data. And when I prepare a actual dealership demo with a preload, we load so many makes and models that you should never have to do that. And the same thing with colors and interiors. These colors are kind of specific to General Motors colors, but we would preload Ford or preload whatever so that you can select, especially for your new cars. If you don't use the new car board, really all you want to have is blue, black, gray, silver, whatever. But add a new color. What's a color name? Chartreuse. I don't know how to spell chartreuse. Goldenrod, and then select a color that is close to it, whatever. So that's how you would add that. All right. I hope that this was useful to you, and I've given you a password to get on here. I'm going to go ahead and log out and turn off the training, and I'll be sending all of this to you in the mail shortly, or in the email shortly. Have a good one. Bye-bye.